Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, let's talk about Anthony Davis. Boy, this guy just on a nightly basis, really something to see. Shaq, where do you rank him in terms of the bigs in the game?
Well, I need a drum roll for this one, Kenny. Drum roll, please. Anthony Davis, he's the best defensive big with his ability to change shots.
Okay.
Not only that, extremely efficient offensively. He has a PER. That stands for Player Efficiency Rating for all you dummies.
Thank you,
Of
Doctor.
31 last season.
Ooh, 31.
31.
Wow. I don't know who had a 32 or 30, but whatever that is, PER, that was pretty doggone good.
Yeah, well, that's good. 31, 30, I like 31 flavors. That's good.
Flavors.
Doesn't get any better than that.
31 flavors, and he has the ability to change his game. Good job. A good transition for segue for me because his back to the basket, his face up, everything, this guy has it all. 31 flavors.
I need a drum roll for this. We'll see you again later.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The Bucks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup on the road. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
So the Pelicans win the tip. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Craig Monroe is out there with Jabari Parker. And it's Carter Williams in at point guard. And there's the 3-second violation. Here's Carter Williams. Parker outside. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Shoots from 14, and the shot falls short this time. And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ballgame. And Parker, here we go. Great D that time from Davis.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Gordon dishes to Evans. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Davis sets a screen. And Evans gets it to go on the assist by Pondexter. Evans has got 5 points so far. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And Davis sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Parker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Parker. They shoot again. And he lays it up and in.
Boy, the fifth time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
On defense, the Bucks. It's a three-point game. Gordon kicks to Evans. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Milwaukee with the rebound.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Now here's Carter Williams following the miss by Anthony Davis. Here's Monroe, and Davis sends it back, and they'll keep possession. Carter Williams with the bucket. The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Evans against Carter Williams. Evans passes to Davis. Here's Gordon. Offensive rebound. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. He feeds it to Monroe. Passes it to Carter Williams. Shot clock at 5. Evans with some nice D. And with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can drop an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. And that one's good. Parker.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Evans dishes to Davis. Screen by Asik. Gordon with no one around. That doesn't go either for Gordon.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Parker kicks to Carter Williams. Dishes it to Parker. Back to Antetokounmpo. A shot by Middleton. Wide open. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And boy, how good was Chris Middleton last season? I mean, always a deep shooter who could stretch the floor. He hits the weight room in the offseason and became a much stronger defender. Now, he's one of the more promising 3-and-D guys in the league.
Platoon swap here for New Orleans. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Mayo comes in for Antetokounmpo. Vasquez, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. The Pelicans have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. And for Chris Middleton last season, he went up in points, assists, rebounds, but went down in turnovers.
Boy, what an improvement for this young man. A late bloomer. I liked him when he was at Texas A&M, still growing into his body, playing with great confidence, and he can spray that thing from 3. I like his promise.
Here's Mayo. The Pelicans make their last shot. Vasquez, that's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, for Drew Holiday last season was a tale of 2 halves. Over the first half, he displayed the leadership and the playmaking skills the team had originally acquired him for.
You know what, Kevin? Over the second half of the year, everything just kind of fell apart for Drew. He couldn't shake an injury to his lower right leg, and as a result, had to watch from the bench as his team fought for its playoff lives.
And he knocks down the first one.
And when you talk about Holiday, the Pelicans really needed his contribution last season. He can score and distribute the basketball equally as well. An excellent all-around defender, exactly what you want in a point guard, except that he just couldn't stay healthy.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And for Holiday, I love his effort. He works extremely hard. His injuries, no fault of his own, just a run of misfortune. Let's hope this talented young man can turn it around and keep it turned around from a health standpoint.
And that one's good. Parker.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And it's Jensen missing. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Mayo against Holiday. Now here's Mayo, not a lot of room, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
That's his first personal foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. That's good from Mayo. 7 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Cole. No good trying to beat the buzzer. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Bucks lead by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look, and that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4. So it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3. The shot blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. And it's Cole in at the point guard position. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. And the first one at the line is good. Mark, when you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Right.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, though really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Evans. He's got 5. Lets it go with the 3. Cole's shot is good. Cole's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Getting back to Henson, last year was an odd one for him. I mean, he was starting. Then in February, he was benched in favor of Zaza Pachulia. That might be a hint to Henson that he needs to put a little more work into his game to maintain a place in the rotation.
Middleton against Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Wing shot on the way. Middleton can't get it to go. Pelicans trail by 3. And it's Gordon penetrating. Evans right side. Davis setting the pick for Evans to the paint. And it's Davis finishing it off.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And guys, Tyreek Evans is so versatile. Great instincts, well-developed skill set. He can beat you every way you turn.
Luke Gavitt, he's checked in for Cole.
your Pelicans dance team. Let them hear it.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And back to Tyreek Evans. He's a big, muscular guy for a wing. That 7-foot wingspan, that arm span we've all admired and read so much about. Too strong for off guards. Too quick for small forwards. He's kind of got a ubiquitous position.
He does. And Kevin, you know, it's funny. A lot of people have tried to place him in a box in terms of position. Instead of just saying he's a basketball player, the guy's strong. He's got tremendous physical attributes. Combine that with the ball handling and his confidence, and it gives you an interesting mix. I mean, he's one of the more unique, multifaceted guys we have in our league.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Kicks to Carter Williams. And it's Monroe, top of the key. For 3, Middleton. And the Bucks miss again.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Evans passes to Washington. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Evans has got 3 assists now in this one.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Henson. Back to Carter Williams. Screen by Monroe. Carter Williams dishes to Henson. Milwaukee, no good that time either. New Orleans in the lead. Gordon goes in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession, and that's good news for the rest of that team.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Omer Asik. The Bucks also changing it up. Parker's checked in for Henson. Mayo comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. And Gordon drops them both. Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Pelicans leading by 3. And here is Pondexter. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Evans with it to the inside. That's good. Abbott's got the lead up to 5 now for New Orleans.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
Here is Bayless. Outside Mayo. Out to the right wing. Parker outside. Puts it up from 15, and he can't bank that one in.
And you know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. That's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
And the basket by Gordon.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told the team he wanted to run their offense through Parker. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Vasquez kicks to Monroe. And again, unable to change momentum here.
You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assists, rebounds, really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers.
And that one's good. Mayo's got 5.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Now here is Holiday. To the middle. Puts up the baby hook and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And talking about Tyreke Evans, you really hope he can build on what he did last year. He has too much talent to waste on inconsistency. Time for him to just step up here in the prime of his career.
The Pelicans have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Norris Cole, he's checked in for New Orleans. And Agenza drops them both.
And I think everyone knew the Bucks would be much improved last season. But to see the jump into the middle of the playoff picture, I think that took everybody by surprise.
Here is Bayless. Here's Mayo. Here's Monroe. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Monroe's got his first points in this one. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Holiday kicks to Anderson. Outside Holiday. Here's the dish to Cole. Shoots from the line. The shot no good. And that's a foul called an Alexis Agenza. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. In for the Bucks, John Henson.
Mayo.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pelicans on top as they wrap up the second quarter on a 15-4 run. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Milwaukee.
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Few isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Pelicans.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And the interior defense has to get tougher here in the second half. He's making them look really bad.
Bucks trail by 5. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Monroe in at the 5 down low.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
Now here's Evans. After Eric Gordon's miss, Asik the screen for Gordon. Second chance shot, an easy layup after coming off the pick. Gordon's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for New Orleans. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Here's Gordon. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Asik the pass to Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Gordon penetrating. And the wing jumper offline.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Carter Williams kicks to Antetokounmpo. And it's Monroe at the elbow. Asik comes up with the rebound. Asik's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Evans kicks to Gordon. Baseline jumper. The shot's good from Evans. Evans has got the lead up to 7 now for the Pelicans.
Milwaukee timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, your Pelicans dance team.
Bucks trail by 7. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Good on the second free throw.
And thinking back to the Pelicans' playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up, he can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer, and at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Anthony Davis. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
And thank you for that, Doris. Now here's Evans. He's got 7. Here's Davis, and it's good. Fought through contact, gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And getting back to Greg Monroe, guys, he made some subtle strides last season. Best rebounding average of his career, up to 75% on his free throws. And how about this little nugget? Not one three-point attempt last season. That tells you he's starting to mature.
And you know, with some people, they'll always find something wrong with Monroe's game. He'll never make the all-defensive team. He kind of looks like he's playing at half speed, but he produces, and he does it within the team confines.
Now here's Middleton. Here's Parker, and he makes good on the layup. Parker's got 8 points.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Carter Williams against Evans. Davis kicks to Gordon. Back to Davis. Stolen by Middleton. Fast break, Milwaukee. Pass to Parker. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. Wants to get it to Antetokounmpo and does. And that one's good. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Evans kicks to Gordon. Back to Evans. Clock at 6. Now the feed to Davis. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And that's now 11 points for Anthony Davis.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Deep 2 from Pondexter. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Bucks trail by 5. Carter Williams dishes to Parker. 1:49 left in the third. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls. They got the momentum and forced a game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow.
Now here's Evans. Jabari Parker unable to get his last shot to go. It's stolen. Evans against Parker. Parker with the steal. Fast break, Milwaukee. Parker's running. And Carter Williams slams it in.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Now here's Gordon. 6 points for him.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. And as you said, the Bucks lost on their home floor. One thing about that series is the Bucks introduced their new logo. They gave away free playoff tickets to anyone that turned in their old red gear. Not a bad deal in my book.
And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. New Orleans making some changes here. Anderson, he's checked in for Usher. Holiday comes in for Eric Gordon. And it's Norris Cole in for Quincy Pondexter. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Mayo comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Vasquez, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter Williams. 4 on the clock. That's a 2 from Parker. Misses off the right iron.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Now here's Vasquez. Outside Mayo, off the screen. The rebound by Holiday.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. New Orleans on top. They lead by 7. From New Orleans, back in a moment. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Pelicans leading by 7. Cunningham is out there with Anderson. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. Then it's Holiday. And it's Cole in at the 5. That's the Pelicans 5.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And here's Mayo from beyond the arc. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Cole. The pass to Holiday. Five to shoot. Releases, and Parker with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. New Orleans making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth.
Bucks ball.
A different look for Milwaukee. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Jabari Parker. Antetokounmpo comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Middleton subbed in for Jared Bayless. Here's Vasquez. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Pelicans pull it in. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
Cunningham. Rebound by Monroe. Monroe's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here is Vasquez. Middleton for 3. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Pondexter comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Vasquez. Pelicans leading by 6. Gordon the pass to Cole. He kicks it to Ashik. New Orleans moving it around. Ashik with a screen on Middleton. Outside Gordon. 6 to shoot. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Pelicans lead by 8.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now here's Carter-Williams. Here's Middleton. Here's Henson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
That's his second personal.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pelicans.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Here's Pondexter. He dishes it to Cole. On the wing, Gordon. Now Pondexter. Here's Cole. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Bucks ball time. Come on, New Orleans, your Pelicans dance team.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
Thanks again, Doris. New Orleans making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Now here's Carter-Williams. Feeds to Antetokounmpo. Stripped away. And it's Gordon penetrating. And it's slammed in by Davis.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Carter Williams can't get it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And it's Davis with the jam.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
And here is Carter Williams. Henson with the screen. Carter Williams kicks to Henson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Pelicans, John Henson. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Tyreke Evans is checked in for Norris Cole. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Evans dishes to Gordon. Davis drives in. Fires the 3. No good. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Carter Williams, the pass to Middleton. And again, the Bucks miss.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for New Orleans.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was. Poor Davis. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised. Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Now here's Carter Williams. Monroe outside. Back to Carter Williams. Clock at 4. They need this one. With 1 on the clock, and John Henson with the slam.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyreke, a very confident game for this basketball team. What made it all come together tonight?
We were just outstanding from the jump ball. We came out aggressive, what to prepare for, and I think we was being physical with them. That helped us a lot.
Outstanding you were, Tyreke. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
One thing you know about Davis, that he's always going to play with an insane amount of energy. It's always full speed ahead with him, and we saw that tonight. Offensively, he plays as well as anyone.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, And there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.